Very good morning, students. Welcome to the another session of irrigation and hydraulic structure subject. In the previous lecture, we have completed the different types of earth dams and what are the different failures of earth dam, causes of failures of earth dam, and we have seen what is seepage control measures, what are the different ways or techniques are there to control seepage through the body of the dam, like to protect the embankment and also to protect the foundation from seepage. So this we have discussed in the last classes. Now let us start the new topic, that is the second half of the third unit, that is spillways. So here we know what is a spillway, as we have studied in the previous semesters in the WRE1. Now in the extension to that, what is the purpose of spillways and what is the need of spillways, where they are used exactly, and how the spillway is designed, what are the different classifications are there on spillways based on what they have classified. So these are the details which we are going to discuss in today's class. Now first of all, let us revise what is a spillway. So generally, what is the meaning of spillway? Spillway is the overflow section. Right? Spillway is an overflow section or overflow portion of a dam over which surplus water, means excess water, may be flowing out of the dam. So that is called as the spillway. So here in the picture you can see, here we have shown a spillway. So this is the crest of the spillway and the water is flowing like this. So what is the general level of spillway? So this, let us assume this is your spillway water level. So whenever there is an excess amount of water is there in this free board, so this amount of water will be overflowing whenever the gates are opened like this. Okay, whenever the gates are opened like this, so water will be flowing away this spillway. So this is an example of one type of spillway, that is Hughes spillway. So here the curvature is, surface is curved like this, and towards the downward also the curvature is maintained, curve is maintained, so that the water will be dissipated, energy dissipation will be there at the stilling basin. Okay, so here the curve is maintained for the energy dissipation of water. Okay, so that is the purpose of the spillway. But whenever we have overflow of water, surplus water, that can be passed away or passed over this spillway section from the reservoir. So that is the purpose of the reservoir, and this surplus water is passed to downstream side. Okay, so what is the other purpose? Let us see. The design to carry flood water. Means whenever during heavy floods, whenever the excess water is stored in the reservoir, which is not at all required to be stored in the reservoir, it is excess amount of water, already enough amount of water is stored in the reservoir. So whenever during floods excess water is coming to the reservoir, that excess water should be released over the spillway to the downstream land safely without causing any damage to the downstream lands. So at a constant or safe rate, this surplus water has to be passed from the spillway. So that is another purpose. So provided for all type of storage and retention dams. So whatever the spillway we are discussing about, these spillways are compulsorily to be provided for storage dams as well as detention dams. So these detention dams are also called as flood control reservoirs, dams. Okay, so in those detention dams as well as the storage dams, so these spillways are compulsorily provided like this. Okay, now improper design. So most of the failures, we have seen so many different types of failures. Almost most of the failures are because of improper design of the spillway. Okay. So while execution, it may be while execution or it may be while designing, if you made a mistake, if you have made a mistake, then the design of improper design of spillway may cause the failure of the tank. Okay, so spillway is a very important section of the tank. Okay, so a spillway is then called as safety valve of the dam. So we are calling it as a safety valve of the dam. So that is because of it has that much importance. So improper spillway, improper design of spillway may lead to the failure of the dam. So that is the reason we are giving a name called as safety valve. Means a spillway is considered as safety valve of the dam. Okay, so that is about the introduction of spillway. Now let us go into the classification of spillway. What are the different types of spillways? Based on what they have classified, let us have a look at them. So based on their utility, means based on their usage, purpose of usage, so they have categorized as main spillway as well as subsidiary spillway. So this main spillway is, right, this will work under design fluid. So whatever the main spillway, now we are in earth dams, right? So this categorization is also pointing on the earth dams, right? In the earth dam, right, we are designing a main spillway as well as secondary spillway, or we can call it as emergency spillway. Okay, so this main spillway will work under design fluids. Okay, and whatever the subsidiary or secondary emergency spillway is there, so that is work under emergencies. Whenever the main spillway or main gates are shut down forcibly, then in that particular case this secondary spillway or subsidiary spillway, or we call it as emergency spillway, will come under function. So whenever this main spillway is working properly, we need not operate or we do not use this subsidiary spillway. It comes under, the subsidiary spillway comes under function under certain cases only. Always this is not under function. Okay, so this provides additional safety. So apart from this main spillway, it gives the additional safety to the dam, earth dam. Okay, so this work under malfunctioning of spillway gates or enforcer shutdown of the main spillway. So under these conditions only this secondary spillway is under function. And also this subsidiary or secondary spillway provided for earth and rockfill dams only to avoid overtopping. So this subsidiary or secondary spillway is provided for, compulsorily we have provided to earth and rockfill dams only to avoid overtopping, because overtopping is not at all good in case of earth dams, because there is no provision for the overtopping of water. So in order to maintain water level at the desired levels, so we are providing this subsidiary or emergency spillway, so that whenever water level increases, so those water will be continuously flowing out from the emergency spillways. Okay, so this one is helpful in reducing the overtopping or to avoid the overtopping of the water. This particular subsidiary or emergency spillway is very helpful. Now here you can see the picture. In this picture it is showing that. So this is your, in this picture you can see. So in this picture it is showing that this is the main earth dam. So this is the earth dam. So across this stream the earth dam is constructed. So here on the left side of this, here you can see this is the main spillway. And here you can see the secondary spillway. So there is a, so along the profile, along the line of this earth dam, so here we have constructed the main spillway as well as emergency spillways. So the height of this main spillway as well as emergency spillway, there is a difference. So this is kept at lower height. So this is kept at lower heights and this is relatively kept at higher height, because So whenever this is whenever the water level is more than this at this particular main spillway, then this comes under function. We can release this case. So surplus water will be always continuously flowing from this emergency spillway. So whenever this is not working, so we can work this. Okay, so these are relatively kept at lower heights. Compared to this, it is kept at lower height. So this is about the main spillway as well as secondary spillway, or we can call it as emergency spillway. Okay. Now coming to the types of spillways. So we have seen main spillway as well as emergency spillway. So they are categorized based on the utility of the spillways. So they are the two categorization. Now based on the prominent features of spillways, they have categorized into 7 different types. So they are free or straight drop spillways, free fall, or we can call it as straight drop spillways, oogie or overflow spillway. Next one is side channel spillway. Next one is chute or open channel, or we can call it as trough spillway. Next one is conduit or tunnel spillway, drop inlet or shaft or morning glory spillway. The last one is siphon spillway. So these are the based on their prominent features. These are the 7 different types of spillways are categorized. So each one of these is having different features. They were used under different situations, different conditions, to serve different purposes. Okay. Now let us have a look at them individually. Now coming to the first type, that is free fall, free overfall or straight drop spillway. Okay. So this is the most common type and simplest type of spillway, free fall or straight drop spillway, which is comparatively at lower height, where with the downstream space is vertical. Means here you can see this is curved, but in case of vertical straight drop or free fall, so this one is like flat. Free fall, overfall or vertical drop spillway. So the falling nappy. So whatever the falling nappy is there, that is ventilated to avoid vibration or fluctuating of jet, as well as to direct here you can see the picture, the first one, straight drop, or we can call it as free overfall spillway. So here you can see in the picture, this picture is showing you the spillway like this. So over which the water is flowing like this. See here you can see this one is relatively vertical. It is not inclined, it is relatively vertical. And here you can see there is a gap between. There is a ventilation is provided in this area. Ventilation is provided in this area to maintain atmospheric pressure. Means the water is falling away from this particular spillway. It is not flowing like here you can see in the left side picture, the water is continuously in contact with this water. Water is continuously in contact with the spillway, whereas this is not right there. This particular attachment means water is not in contact with the spillway. It is maintaining some distance. Some ventilation is provided here in the straight drop spillway. Okay, so this is provided to maintain atmospheric pressure, and this one will avoid what we can call it as vibration can be avoided, as well as the impact of jet can be avoided. Means whatever the spillway is there, downstream of the spillway can be protected. Okay, so under continuous impact of jet, the downstream may be subjected to, means wherever it is touching the downstream land, so that may get that may get damaged. So this kind of problem will be there in the vertical drop spillways. So this can be avoided by adjusting like we can provide some overhanging portion like this, so that this can be provided. Okay, and some other ways are also there. This is one more possible way of providing the spillways. Now if you go for the second type, so here what we are doing, we want to keep the water jet away from this surface, away from this spillway. We want to give the water. So in that particular case, what we are doing, we are extending the overhanging portion. So because of this overhanging portion, we can maintain the required distance from the spillway to this particular water jet, so that we can avoid some problems. Okay, it may be an erosion problem, or to protect the spillway, bottom of the spillway. So like this also we can provide. It is also one of the possible way of providing vertical drop spillway. Now here you can see one more way is, so in case of vertical drop, it is continuously hitting the downstream water. So in order to avoid the downstream damage of this particular downstream portion, so what we are doing, we are constructing a platform here. So on this platform, it continuously hits, and flow is continuously flowing very smoothly like this. So these are the three possible ways we can arrange the vertical drop spillways, or else we can call it as free overflow spillways. So this is about the first type. Now coming to the second type, oogie, or we can call it as overflow spillway. Okay. So what is oogie spillway? So this is most common type we are providing. So here you can see whatever on the left side it is showing, this is an example of oogie spillway. Now you can understand the difference between the previous spillway design as well as oogie spillway design. You can observe here in the pictures, you can see. Okay, so this curve is, this oogie spillway curve surface is completely, it is curved, whereas it is in the free overfall spillway, it is continuously, it is a vertical one. Water is completely dropped. Here water is completely in contact with the surface. There water is not in contact. It is maintaining some ventilation between the spillway to the water jet. So that is the difference between the previous vertical drop as well as this one. Okay, so the profile of the spillway is oogie or S type. See, like this S type. Oogie, or we can call it as S type. The overflowing water is guided commonly, smoothly over the crest. So whatever the water is there, it is guided by this S curvature. So whenever the water is released, it is continuously in contact with this oogie spillway surface, and it is distributed to Stilling basin like this. Okay, so otherwise, if there is no contact between these two, let us assume a vacuum is formed here, right? A vacuum is formed. So in that particular case, what we can do, if a vacuum is formed, let us assume that is here at this particular place, water is not in contact with the surface. So a vacuum is formed. So this vacuum can create what we can call it as, it may create gravitation or vibrations on the surface, on the oogie surface. So this oogie surface vacuum creation can create cavitation as well as vibration, which may lead to the damage of the spillway. Okay, so it may cause structural damage of the spillway, that vacuum. So it is very necessary to keep a close contact between the water flowing as well as the oogie surface. It is very essential. Okay. Now here, whatever the oogie spillway is there, this is categorized into two types depending on the ratio, that is height of the spillway crust from the riverbed to this height to the design head. So whatever the design head we are designing, so the ratio between these two will be calculated and if it is crossing or equal to 1.33 or less than or equal to or greater than 1.33, based on this the spillways are classified as high or low spillways. Means low Oogie spillways, high Oogie spillway or low Oogie spillway, depending on this ratio. Okay. Now here some of the important terminology you need to understand. What is head, what is design head, what is head due to velocity approach, and total energy head. So these are the different terms we are using in case of Oogie's spillway. Okay. Now let us have a look at the head first. Head is the distance between the water surface to the crest axis. So what is the crest axis? Here somewhere the crest axis will be there. So axis of the crest will be there. So like this. So this is the distance between the water surface. So distance between the water surface to the crest axis. So that is called as head here. And similarly, what is design head? Design head is the value of the head. It is the value of the head for which the Oogie spillway is designed. So whatever this Oogie spillway is there, for which head it is designed, that is considered as the design head. So normally this is your head, and for which the spillway is designed, so that is called as design head. Now coming to the third one, what is head due to velocity approach? It is the head, velocity head given by the equation, this one. HA is equal to V square VA square by 2G, where VA is the velocity approach velocity, and G we know that is gravitational force. Now coming to the next important one, that is total energy head. What is the meaning of this total energy head? This is it is equal to the actual head plus head due to velocity approach, means HE, or energy due to total energy head is the summation of head, that is this one, this head, plus whatever the approach velocity head is there, that. So H plus HA will give you the HE value. In some cases, if H, whatever the head we are taking, that is equal to the design head of the Oogie spillway. So in that particular case, the equation will be treated as HED is equal to HT plus HA. Okay. So this is the important terminology you need to remember if you are taking or if you are having a Oogie spillway. So in the next class, we will discuss in detail about Oogie spillway or Oogie's profile. What is the profile? How it is designed? Let us see. Okay. Till then, thank you so much.